Welcome back. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so we're recognizing the work that the Family Justice Center is doing for the victims and survivors of this often unspoken battle. Welcome, Catherine and Kelly. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Let's start off by talking about why it is so important to have a month and raise awareness for the community about domestic violence and the work that the Family Justice Center is doing.
Yeah, so it's important to know that domestic violence is actually on a rise. We have seen unprecedented levels of violence this entire summer, going back to about June. We've seen significant increase in the violent cases that have come through our doors. In working with our colleagues in the domestic violence space, they are saying that this is a 30-year high in terms of the types of violence and the domestic crimes that they're seeing. So we want people to know that while these numbers are really concerning, to say the least, there is an agency here that is here to help, that is able to provide that level of support. So we're constantly raising awareness that the FJC has its doors open for anybody who's experiencing an unhealthy relationship all the way to that level of extreme violence.
That's right, and you actually have your in-house forensic medical unit that you're able to provide for people that come through. Talk about that and the services that you're able to provide for victims through that.
So the FMU, or Forensic Medical Unit, is really probably one of our crown jewel programs. It's the only medical unit that is co-located in a domestic violence agency in the state of New York. So I do have a nurse who is on staff, and I have specific advocates dedicated to FMU clients who come with injuries. When they come with injuries, they are able to be evaluated. We look for non-fatal strangulations. We look for other injuries as well. And then we have really innovative, state-of-the-art technology where we're able to photograph those injuries and provide evidence to not only affirm to the victim that they are indeed injured, this is what has happened to your body, even though it might not be as visible. The photography actually picks up on the level of injury below the skin surface, but it aids in prosecution. And that is a key piece to all of this, is that we want accountability for the abuser. We want the victim who is on her journey, or their journey, excuse me, to be a survivor. We want them to know that these services are here and that we support them, but we want that accountability piece as well.
You know, domestic violence is often assumed to be just physical, but there's actually many other forms that people aren't aware of. So, Kelly, can you talk a little bit about some of those and why those are just as dangerous?
Yeah, so there are many forms of abuse. And abuse doesn't typically start out as physical. It starts out with a different form that might be verbal, emotional, psychological, sexual, or we see many, many forms of digital abuse these days as well, especially with our younger population. But what happens over time when people are experiencing, especially a level of emotional or psychological abuse, there's a region of the brain that actually shrinks as a nervous system response. And so when that happens, people are in a heightened state of hypervigilance. Their nervous system is overreacting, and then people have often a lot of medical conditions that they're being diagnosed with, nervous system disorders, eating disorders, a lot of mental illness. So we know when our clients are coming through our purple doors, they're dealing with much more than just one kind of abuse. Some people are quite sick, and so we have to really look out for them and figure out how we can care for them as well.
Let's get into the big event that's coming up next week, a Toast to Hope. Tell us all about it and what are the details of it?
Sure. So our second annual Toast of Hope Gala is next Thursday, October 30th at the Statler. Our very own Chelsea is the MC of this event. You always add a bit of glamour and sparkle to our events. But really, it is not only to raise awareness of the FJC and the services we provide, it really is meant to be a giant love letter to survivors. While we'll have all the fun sort of fundraising activities on site, what we really are excited about is we have a survivor speaker, Rebecca Magnuson, is going to talk about her story of domestic violence, but also unveiling our portraits of hope. We worked with 8 survivors a couple of weeks ago where we did a professional photography session with them, and they are holding a word that defines where they are right now.
That's powerful.
So our very own Kelly, sitting next to me, who is a survivor as well, has a beautiful photograph, and so these are going to be unveiled one at a time to our audience with some remarks about their journey to survivorship.
It should be an incredible night, as always, and fundraising so you can continue to do the life-saving work you're doing at the Family Justice Center. So thank you so much for coming in and sharing more. Viewers, if you'd like to learn more about A Toast to Hope and get tickets today, just visit fjcsafe.org. And if you or someone you know needs help escaping an unsafe situation, you can call the FJC Safe line on your screen at 558-SAFE. Thanks again for coming in.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.